Welcome back, my computer duders. It is now the 5th of April, I believe. Yeah. And still no Rise of the Triad. Wow, holy crap. Hail Hydra, that was fast. Where the fuck is my Rise of the Triad, Steam? And Apogee. I blame both of you equally for this. Let me check the store. I check every day. Still says coming soon. How dare they? What do we want? Tile-based Raycaster FPS games from the 1990s. When do we want them? Yesterday. Today would be an acceptable second best option. I'm a simple man with simple desires that are not hard to satisfy. So what do we got on the menu tonight? We got some good foods. Finally, some good fucking food. What's up, Vega? I got 8 freshly scraped, bottom of the barrel indie jank horror games of Itch.io for you. And then after that, we're gonna do some Darkwood. Maybe more Domekeeper. It's weird. They call them boomer shooters, but you never shoot any boomers. Guess that has to wait for the collapse of Social Security and Medicare. When healthcare is just, they take you out behind the hospital and shoot you. Don't threaten me with a good time. Truth Loop 2. Oh shit, we never played Truth Loop 1. Are we going to be able to understand the story? No, it doesn't make me think. Nobody can make me think against my will. I don't stream to think. I stream not to think. I stream specifically not to be alone with my thoughts. Caused during the Second World War. Never done before, serving as an example. Well, thank God this game was made, so everyone will say, wow, World War II was bad actually. Let's not do that again. Some deep shit. I'm 14 and this is deep. Here's a deep one for you, all you philosophers out there. Are you ready? What if all the air in the world suddenly turned into wood? That's right, you heard me. You're speechless. I can tell that it's because you can't fucking wrap your head around it. What you gonna do, brother? When all the air turns to wood on you? I had a dream where I was a kid and attending a Bill Nye lecture, and I asked him that, and he was dumbfounded. I don't know if in a good way or bad way. Probably not good. Okay, so this does not work with gamepad, either Xbone or Steam controller, unfortunately. That's poopy. Speaking of other things which I demand, despite not being entitled to dog shit, where is my Steam controller 2? Surely they brought back the Steam Deck heralds the coming of Steam controller 2, right? Is this voxel based? No, it's not voxel, it's just very low res. Wow, this is like VR, man. This is so accurate. It's exactly like World War II if it had actually happened. If you ever wondered what it would have been like if World War II was real, you should play this game. Fuck, I found my bike. The fucking tweaker stole my bike. I was wondering where it went. surely Steam Controller 2 is going to be based on the Steam Deck pads, right? Like, they've had a while to fine-tune the pads, because that's what people didn't like. I personally like the dish-shaped pads. I just don't like not having two thumbsticks, and I don't really see any way to include two, except for how Steam Deck did it. So maybe that's the solution, and they were test driving it on the deck before they roll out a Steam controller based on the new layout, where you have the thumbsticks above the... Are they above? Yeah, above the trackpads. And then you have the buttons to the right and left of the thumbsticks. That'd work. That's acceptable. Yeah. Yeah, World War II. The folly and devastation of war, as rendered in the way that only the Nintendo 64 can. That's what today's gamers want. I'm Bobby Kotick, and I've got my finger on the pulse of gamers. And up their asshole. How to get there? It's a mystery. Life is full of mysteries, don't question it. That's actually probably a good way to take someone's pulse. I don't mean like a good, like, socially acceptable way to do it, but like, probably you could feel their pulse really well. Oh shit. Oh, Ham Dad fears for life. Nah, bro, haven't you heard? Detroit's getting gentrified. What's up, Zulu? Detroit has such cheap land. It's like the only place with cheap land in the country, other than a couple of other shitholes. So hipsters are buying fixer-upper houses. By fixer-upper, I mean you basically have to tear the whole thing down and build something completely new on that plot. You can buy like $1 houses under the condition that you either tear them down and build a new house or renovate them. It's like how some countries, like Italy, will pay you to come move into their derelict villages. Now, in American flavor. It is me, Hans, the Nazi. Ooh, look at these destroyed buildings. I'm so glad that we followed the Führer. Look at everything it has done for Europe. Oh, future history books will regale us with all of the wonderful accomplishments of my movement. I'm feeling good about my politics right now. Look at, for example, the 100,000% increase in the frequency of skelemans that the war has brought about. They are such jolly calcium fellows. What happened? Did I just have Chipotle? That's the same thing that appears under me in real life when I have Chipotle. A small price to pay for the flavor sensation of the millennium. This is not even Detroit anymore. This is just like San Francisco. In California. Parts of California anyway. Casey Neistat does some vlogging. Actually, it's not him. It's someone who looks... I can't tell apart from him. It's like Convergent Evolution. All these fucking wealthy vloggers who somehow make big bucks on YouTube look and sound the same way. Like, it's like carcinization for YouTubers. They're replicas of each other. Nothing was what it seems to be. I'm a replica. Are they pissing on me? Rise up, brother. We have to eliminate evil from the world. Oh shit! It is my Oh no, I'm one of the friendship windmill guys. We have to eliminate evil from the world. Well, evil was just eliminated from the world. I'm gonna go walk exactly where he just was a second ago. That seems wise from a self-preservation standpoint. This is probably not a good time to be a Nazi. I mean, not that there ever was one. Probably the worst time to be a Nazi. Boom. It's okay, guys. I got this. Because I'm a FPS protagonist, there's a non-zero chance that using save scumming, I can single-handedly win World War II, even this late in the game. It just depends on the politics of whoever made the game, whether I succeed or not. Yeah, this just looks like fucking downtown Portland. Yeah, get mogged. Get fucking dabbed on, idiot. How dare you fight for freedom, egalitarianism, and fraternity? Oh, they must be Russians. That's why they don't have guns. Can I loot them? Is the moral of the story that I should stop fighting because there's no point? Come on, really? They crucified... I don't believe that. Is this hell? Am I in hell? I'm in hell, aren't I? What did I ever do to deserve being in hell? Oh yeah, all the war crimes. Oh, hello, gypsies. I remember you. How was your train ride? Did you go to this health resort and spa? Where they gave you a lot of good German chocolate? Labor camps? What do you mean labor camps? I've never heard of such a thing. I merely followed orders. Surely that makes me blameless in the eyes of God. For the God of the Bible is pretty big on following orders, what with the tree and the apple and all. And yes, every German sounds like Dieter from SNL to me. That's a reference that nobody is going to get because I'm just crusty and old. That makes me as happy as a little girl. So what's the deal here? Am I being doomed to relive 1945 over and over? Y'all ever read about the wave of mass suicides, like voluntary civilian suicides that followed the loss of the war? One of the wildest fucking things I ever read. That so many people could be so united in despair that like large groups of people, of neighbors, would just meet in the street and be like, yep, time to kill ourselves, and go walk into a river together. Or just search for whatever they could find. Axes, rope to hang themselves with, guns. Whole families just lining up for their dad to shoot them and then himself. It's so grim and over the top, like bleak as to almost be like cartoonish. And I don't think there's ever been any situation except for the Japanese. The Japanese, yeah, the one when they all threw themselves off that cliff together. I know the Japanese ones. The German ones, though, they didn't have the cliff. Sup, Samantha Roney, we're talking about the mass suicides of regular German citizens following the loss of the war in 1945, who were not really even under threat necessarily. They just anticipated that the Red Army would eventually reach them, and that they would be held responsible for the German war crimes. And these were regular people who weren't even in the army. I mean, everybody was kind of in the army at the end, if you know what I mean, but the Wehrmacht. No! The rubble of my childhood home. I kept all of my Pokemon cards in there. Have you now, Samantha? Yeah, the Russians did a lot of raping. You might say they raped up a storm. They did a heckin' rip-roarin' rape-a-rooney on those German ladies. That's a touchy subject with a lot of people because it kind of breaks the narrative around the communists always being good guys. Because people kind of tend to idealize communism also tend to be the rainbow, the new fancy flag people who are feminists and also intersectional social justice, anti this and that feminists. So that like rape is Satan to them, which it is. It is very awful, but they can't reconcile the fact that the Russians were prolific rapists. It just short circuits their brain because that it's not hard to short circuit the brain of an extremist because the world is nuanced. There are a lot of situations that create. Oh, whoa! It's a big boy. He's coming. They just get Chungist. Look, listen, Hans. I think we should give ourselves up. I'll shoot you, then myself. Okay. I don't think we should keep fighting. Look around you. Do you see anything of Germany left? Listen, buddy. Listen, I get it. Everything for the home team, but there's a time and a place for giving up. You know, there's a point of diminishing returns. I don't think we're gonna single-handedly repel the communists. Between you and me. That's insane, though. Imagine that ever happening in America. Imagine even the possibility of anything so dire in the United. What could even cause that? There's so few circumstances so extreme that regular men, women, and children would mass suicide. They're not soldiers. Well, we're the baddies, of course. They're impervious to bullets. How do we lose if we're impervious to bullets? Like, what could cause that? I'm trying to imagine like a horror movie scenario of like zombies, I guess, like being overtaken by zombies, alien invasion and enslavement, xenomorphs. There were a lot of suicides in the Aliens movies because if you get caught by xenomorphs, they basically rape you to death. Is he okay? Did he died? Look at the neckbeard on this one. That's why you got to get really fat. You can't have a neckbeard if you don't have a neck. Actually, never mind. That's the opposite. That sounds true, but it's not actually. They usually get the beard to conceal the fact they have no neck. Well, lads, we finally did it. We have had our orgy of violence against our own people. But at what cost? I'm trying to imagine a scenario where some horrible, terrifying, supernatural global event happens. Like something from Local 58, where like the moon hatches. I guess maybe an asteroid heading for Earth would be extreme enough that people would commit suicide en masse. And it doesn't always take something real. Have you ever heard about the Sorrows of Young Werther? It was basically a novel romanticizing suicide that caused a wave of copycat suicides in like the 1800s, I think, when it came out. Which I think there's a recent one, 15 Reasons Why, I think. that caused a wave of teen suicides. You gotta be careful. People are fragile. You never know when someone's on edge. We're all kind of on edge these days. We're in the same boat together, unless you're watching this from a yacht. In which case, fuck you. How do I be like you, you bastard? How do I get to where you are? Nothing's what it seems to be. I'm a replica. There's a remake of that song from 2006 that's atrocious. I mean, I guess technically it's more like fancy and detailed, but it unnecessarily. Like he introduces like a new take on the song, which is like nobody asked for it. You ever listen to Sonata Arctica? It was a band I was really into for a while, many years ago. I remember the song where it's Letter to Dana, where it's basically a Christian father whose daughter opened an OnlyFans, or whatever the equivalent was at the time. And he's urging her to not be such a whore, because it breaks his heart. Which kind of doesn't hit the same now as it did back then. Now probably people would side with Dana and admonish the father for being sex negative. Bro. Bruh! There's no reloading, thank God. Does that symbolize I can never reach salvation? To arrive at like truly hellish outcomes outside of fiction, you have to have certain circumstances. You have to have the stars align. Things have to be heading in that direction anyway, kind of, and have momentum behind them. And you have to have some kind of social attitude or movement which prevents deviation from that course. An example would be the graying problem in Japan. The Japanese government is doing really desperate things now, trying to slow or reverse the graying problem, where most of its citizens will be elderly soon, because they live a long fucking time, because the Japanese are magical elves. And they're not having any babies. They're like those pandas that they try to show special porn to in the zoo that just won't fuck. Eventually that's like that. Something's got to give in situations like that. And there's a bunch of trends like that. For a while, it looked like population growth was going to force some really ghastly outcomes, too. It seems to have leveled off in developed countries. But for a while, I mean, even really beloved, reputable voices like Jacques Cousteau were suggesting that the governments of the world would have to agree to cull their own citizens to the tune of 350,000 people a day to prevent worse atrocities as a result of resource shortages and wars over fresh water and whatnot. And I mean, thank God that nobody listened to them, or they didn't get their way. Because, I mean, imagine if we'd killed all those people and it turned out to be unnecessary. I get it, Satan. I'm the bad guy. I did bad things. I get it. They want me to make sure he's dead? He ain't getting up. Another example is the situation with the homelessness and the housing bubble in the United States. Something's got to give. And it's hard to imagine an outcome that's not ugly for that. You're going to have like a huge percent, especially with automation and AI. Like, pretty soon, the majority of the country is going to be homeless. Since most people rent, and most people will not be employable. And you know the government isn't going to give us free gibs. At least not right away. It took them like a year to get us our first COVID checks, despite the fact they ordered people not to go to work. And they didn't give them money not to work. They gave them like 1 month's rent after a year, and then they give them like half that amount later on. So you know they're going to drag their feet on basic income if there's any way at all for them to justify not. Which is shitty. I mean, you can foresee these situations where we paint ourselves into a corner and then we have to do extreme things to get out of it. But I feel powerless to adjust the trajectory that we're on as an individual. We probably can't sustain Social Security for another generation. We probably can't sustain Medicare at the way things... Because boomers just fucking ate everything up and left nothing for generations after them. They completely consumed the environment as a disposable resource. They changed a lot of laws in adverse ways. And just left us with a completely fucked up situation because they're going to be dead. What do they care? Listen, do you really want to live? Do you... Look at me in the eye. Look around you. And tell me you want to live. I'll do it in the back. You don't have to see it. Just like fucking ISIS. What's up, brah? Is this a problem, Soldier Stanley? I'm Stanley from Stanley's Parable fame. We're killing innocent people. Innocents, they're impure. We're here to eliminate them all. Soldiers are not. You can't kill unarmed people, that's cowardice. Kill these two Medis, or you'll die in their place. They surrendered, they offer no threat. Kill them both now, it's no order, soldier. Sir? Kill now. I can't. He'll make me do it. You can only body shot them. I guess their brain is in their torso. That's just good anatomy. Well, yeah, we're in for some hairy times, aren't we? We're in one sense, like for the time being, we're at a very privileged point in history. We're at the tail end of the oil bubble, when things are better, even despite recent hiccups and speed bumps. Things are mostly better than they have been at any other point in history. But we're right about to enter a really unfortunate time to be alive, where we're at the end of employability and before basic income. So I foresee a period of like 5 to 10 years or longer where there's just nothing to support yourself with. Where the government just isn't moving quickly enough and is on purpose. And there's no provision for anybody. And there's just no way to support yourself, and you're going to have massive unemployment, massive riots, looting, violence, political violence. Which unfortunately coincides with the resurgence in fascism. At exactly the time when it would be best situated to take control. Fascism always seems to step in and try to fill the void left by incompetent government during times of hardship and struggle, when the prevailing order fails to do its job, to do right by the citizenry. So they say, well, who knows? Fuck it. We should give it a try. And surprise, surprise, giving a single autocrat access to the levers of business and central planning and whatnot does solve many problems in the short term. That's the, hey, wow, this is good stuff stage of fascism, right before the, oh god, oh fuck, oh god, they're killing people. They killed my family, what's going on stage. The dream eventually turns dark, and usually doesn't take very long to. It's kind of like how quickly Russia advanced under communism initially, just because all the barriers were gone. It's Chesterton's fence, though. You shouldn't trample those barriers if you don't know what they're for. That's a really cool job, Vega. I'm jealous. I'm a writer. In other words, I've condemned myself to a lifetime of poverty, and probably will die unknown, unless I write young adult fantasy, which seems to be the only way to make gigabucks these days. And I mean really shit Reddit fantasy. Go back up the ladder, idiot. Go back up. Go back up. You could still leave. Why would you come down here? Is that a stalagmite casting a shadow on the sky? It looks like that's what that is. It's not even really the sky. That's just like a sky textured solid. That's fine. I'm not the cops. Have you seen self-operating AIs now, where you can operate them in a loop, where they just keep at it until they solve the problem you assign them? It's like a Mr. Meeseeks. Sorry to make a cringe Reddit reference, but it also invokes other AIs to help it out for different parts of the problem. It can get stuck in loops where you have to manually shut it down. There's still logic loops, but it's really interesting to see it you just set it going and it chugs away. I get people who think it's all hype, because an LLM is not really an AI. It's the part of the AI you talk to. But an LLM with plugins is a different story. That solves the problem of hallucination. Now you have something which can make decisions and understands what you want, that's also able to operate stuff like Wolfram Alpha and in an internet browser. Now you're talking about a whole different kettle of fish. That's a different thing. The LLM is just the nucleus that handles communication and decision making and rudimentary reasoning. All the other plugins are what's actually doing the heavy lifting. Come on, baby. I command you in the name of God. Hang on, it's an Unreal game. It's going to flash my personal information if I don't. I gotta say yes, and I gotta put in a password. There you go. Thank you. I wish it was more streamer friendly. This is why I don't like Unreal. One of many reasons. It's also usually Unreal games that just don't run well on my system. Never thought I would see the day when Unreal was worse for indie game dev than Unity. Remember, Unity started out as like a web browser thing, like a thing to make 3D apps that run within a browser window. That was its whole big thing, its value proposition. Then again, I guess AI started out as just a fucking thing you talk to on your phone, didn't it? That's going to be what we talk about with our grandkids huddled in the irradiated ruins of Earth as we're hunted to the last man by Terminators. We'll say, can you believe all this started as something we talk to on our phone? Like you would ask it what the capital of Canada is. That would tell you the answer. Like, what the fuck is a phone? What are you talking about? Hand me more rat. I want to eat some rat and mushroom. This is looking pretty good so far. I might have to eat my words. That'll be all I've had to eat today. Can't move. This is a cinematic. Is this Goth Mario Sunshine? So I've been facing some conundrums in writing lately. One of them is the only Discords I could find for writers are for new writers. As a consequence, if I submit my work for crits there, everybody gushes over how good it is. And that feels good. It's affirming, but it's not really meaningful because they're comparing it. When they say it's good writing, they're comparing it to like the writing of beginners, and I've been at it since 2012. So of course they like it. It doesn't really help me grow as a writer. I found a new Discord that's got more seasoned writers, long-term writers that can actually teach me stuff. They're much more critical, which is painful but necessary. That's what it takes to game froze. Cool. That's fine. At first I thought maybe I'm just being a pretentious dickhead. Because being autistic, I don't have a theory of mind. I can't model what other people know that's different from what I know internally. So I tend to project myself onto other people and assume that whatever I know, they also know, which leads to many hilarious misunderstandings. But also, it is a way to avoid assuming people don't know stuff and falling into the whole pretentiousness trap. I just give people the benefit of the doubt that they understand everything I say and that we have the same basis of knowledge to draw on. But often that's not true. But as a consequence of that mindset, I sometimes feel like an imposter when I write and when I don't interact with other people for a long time and I just sit in my dark room writing. I feel like anybody can do this. What am I doing? Writing is easy. Anybody can do it. It's like, it's not true though. When I go and then look at other people's writing, especially on the beginner discords, I'm like, okay, I'm wrong. Actually, not everybody can write. And I don't understand how that could be. Oh, that's gamepad controls. Thank God. This is just exactly the sort of game you need them on. Okay, it froze. I need a new CPU. And that requires a whole new case and motherboard. Why'd I buy this computer? Oh, that's right, because it looks cool. Why'd I do that? Okay, this is running shit like Unreal games always do. This doesn't even look that good. I have heat powers. This is pretty original. Oh, I got accepted by Unreal Press, which is a press that is active on 4chan, which sounds like a devil's bargain because it is. They can't afford to pay me, but it's a real physical publication, modeled after the weird fiction pulp rags of like the 50s and 60s, 40s and 50s, I would say actually. It'll be nice to be in print again, and to have some of my lesser known short stories reach readers. I want to think I'm at a point in my career as a writer where I no longer have to work for exposure, but I guess I'm not. I can't be too good for that. I have to be realistic about where I am professionally. I want to say I'm too old to work for free, but it doesn't work that way. Age has no bearing on where you are in the progression of your career as an author. It is something. And plus, I've always got book 2 that's getting published by Vivid in October, which is 6 months away, I believe, or 5 or 6. May, June, July, August, September. 6 months. Okay, never mind. We've already started editing. We don't know if it's going to be another horror anthology or if it's going to be one of my novels. Because I have a novel about AI, which seems like it's really topical. Like, the hot thing is AI right now. Thing is, I don't know if it still will be in October. If AI winter people are correct, then we're in a period of hype for AI right now, and it's going to cool off as the limitations of what LLMs can do become apparent. Or if you go to the opposite side, the other school of thought is that we're the beginning of the parabolic ascent of the singularity. Depending on who's correct or not, that would greatly impact which of those two books I decide to go forward with publishing next. I really do want to publish the second anthology because it's a fun one. It's got a lot of fun stories in it. But also, I feel like now is the time, if ever, now is the time to publish something AI related. The other one can wait because it's not timely. It's not related to the zeitgeist. It's set in between 1890 and 1940. So it can be published at any point. I feel like if I don't publish the AI story now, that everything in it is going to be hopelessly outdated and comical within like a couple years. I try to avoid that by speaking only very generally about AI and not using specific language like LLMs or reinforcement learning or whatnot and machine learning. It's hard to. I mean, when you're writing sci-fi, and it's hard to write sci-fi these days because so much sci-fi has come true. It's hard. You can't really write about robots and have it be as fantastical as it used to be when people didn't have like Tesla Bot on YouTube and Boston Dynamics and shit to look at. It's hard to write about space travel when we have like SpaceX. We're not quite to the point of like hard sci-fi set in the future where space travel is common and robots are sentient, but we're enough closer that it doesn't feel as far out. I can't see anything. What's happening? Did I just get bullied? Oh, well, yeah, I died. I couldn't control my character because it's too laggy, because it's Unreal Engine. I'll never stop dunking on Unreal Engine. Have you seen the AI plugins for 3D modeling software and for Unity, where you can just tell it what you want? You don't get a good result that way, but it's a great way to quickly tweak stuff you have already made. Like you can say, move that car a little bit to the left, and it just does it. Or like resize that, or take all the stairs and rotate them 90 degrees. I don't have enough sauce. It's the sauce without which a man is lost. So saith the sauce boss. This control's really weird. I know this is a weird point of comparison, but it's a lot like Dreamcast Homebrew. I used to play a lot of Dreamcast Homebrew. Dreamcast was a bitchin' console to have when you were broke as fuck, because everything was free on it. I'm not just talking about like piracy. I'm talking about like there was a huge library of homebrew. Some of it more sophisticated than others. Before game dev got so easy, people didn't generally make things for free that were very complicated. Because if you made it that complex, you naturally want to charge money for it. We're kind of going back to that now, though. Have you noticed a lot of the good stuff on itch.io is paid content now? They're charging like $2 or $3. I think that's because of inflation. Everybody's feeling the belt tighten. So there's just not as much willingness to give away work for free anymore. Everything's got to be monetized as the wealthy suck up more and more money, squeezing blood from the stone. They just keep finding ways to make us produce more more value, and especially uncompensated value. Well, I see. You have to keep them in the shadow. Oh, clever, clever, kind of. I do think that's neat. Little asshole, get up there. There we go. I knew I could do it. So he's like a candle lad, isn't he? He's got no... He's like a skeleton man. With a little flame inside. He's a candle man. The candle jack. Oh shit. Well, that wasn't the way. He fell into hell. Eternal descent. Yeah, I mean, when side gigs become the new normal, they just keep fucking adding on layers, more and more burdens, as we demonstrate that we're able to continue surviving despite them. I made it. Oh, but they got me. I made it, but they died. They got me. Fuck. Where's it gonna lead to? When are people gonna say that's enough? I mean, hopefully after AI makes people unemployable, even if it only makes 20% of people unemployable, that's unsustainable. No country has remained stable with that much unemployment for long. It doesn't help that people have been in denial about it for a long time, especially people who are really invested in specific economic models that are completely invalidated by AI. They want to somehow fit AI into those economic models so their knowledge isn't obsolete. Like saying in the past, automation always produced more jobs than it destroyed, ignoring that's because the Industrial Revolution only replaced muscle power, not brain power. And that a fuckload of jobs are just low-level brain power. I take pride in not doing that and accepting even outcomes that I don't want if they're more likely, based on the evidence. I guess that's just being a doomer. It's not motivated by the desire for a bad outcome, though. It's motivated by the desire to live in reality and not be a delusional fantasist. So I've known for some time. I've been writing about technological unemployment since 2008. And when you talked about like AI and AGI and stuff in 2008, people just thought you were a wackadoo who reads too much science fiction. Even as they use smartphones, which were sci-fi at one point. Even Roombas existed back then. I remember suggesting that my game design class start learning how to do the workflow for VR games. Like, what, you mean like Virtual Boy? This was before Oculus. I knew that VR was coming back. I don't always make good predictions. I predicted DVD would fail because Laserdisc did. I thought that solid state media would improve fast enough that we wouldn't have another round of optical discs for video. I was wrong about that. I got electric cars right just because my dad's an engineer, so I knew engineering related reasons. why electric cars make more sense than, say, hydrogen. From an efficiencies analysis standpoint. That really affects your ability to predict anything, how much you know about physics. Because that determines what technologies are possible. I assumed that we were going to have good enough internet and good enough solid state storage that we're going to skip optical disc based video. I was off by two generations, DVD and Blu-ray. Also, when it came to Blu-ray versus HD DVD, I thought HD DVD would win just because it was cheaper. You can't get me, I'm the gingerbread man. Actually, he could get me, and then he ate my ass. Oh, so I had a talk with an ex today. I was complaining about life and my situation, and she dropped a bomb on me that apparently I don't clean enough. Which I knew, I guess. She just said, if you want to have women over, you need to clean, like, scrub the walls and the carpet, because you don't ever clean anything. There's, like, fucking cobwebs with salamanders stuck in them. It's gross. You're gross. Your hygiene needs work, too. Which is fair, I guess. When she knew me, though, I was living with roommates, and they would take forever to do a load of laundry. Which made it so I couldn't wash my clothing as often as I wanted to. I also lived in an unfinished portion of the house. Not to make excuses, she's right. I need to listen to... My exes have been so good as to offer me pointers as to what I need to change. Things like go to the gym, things... Which is really rich. You're not wrong, but I mean, it's really... It's a hell of a thing to be repeatedly told by multiple women who weigh about 1.5 times as much as I do that I need to be shredded. That I wasn't fit enough for them. And if you bring this up, they just recoil like you burned them. Like you held their hand to the stove. They can dish it out but cannot take it. I'm not in bad shape compared to some of these lovely ladies. I guess because they are gentler on themselves than they are when criticizing man. And I get there's the assumption that women can be whatever weight they want these days and it's fine, and it's only bad men or just pigs who would dare to criticize them the way that they themselves criticize men. And again, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. I could be fitter than I am. I'm trying to get fitter. I go to the gym 3 times a week. But how are you going to tell me that when you have a muffin top? I know women have different fat distribution and are generally on average are heavier than men, but I'm talking not like fat. I've never dated like an actual fat person, but I've dated several thick women, which I greatly enjoyed, by the way. I found nothing wrong with that at the time, and I still don't. I just don't want to be told by them that I'm not thin enough. When I was very understanding about their... I'm incriminating myself. I should just shut up. I learned a couple things. One, women have a much lower threshold when it comes to disgust. Like, I can live in a cabin with an outhouse. When I took one of my girlfriends back in... God, what was that? Like 2002, 2003? I want to say? Yeah, around then. Um, she just was horrified by the concept of an outhouse. And and I was like, it's not a big deal. It's a hole in the ground you poop into. You're not going to live in here. You're not going to sleep in here. You don't have to sleep where the poop is. But she was like spooked by it. Like she found it hard to do anything lewd. Just when there was an outhouse nearby, outside the cabin, just because she kept thinking about it. Which is why it's hard to take a lot of women camping. They don't think of themselves as being status focused, but they very much are. And they also have a higher threshold of sensitivity to criticism. They're very good at dishing out criticism. They're not very good at taking it. Yet I still adore them so, because they have many of the things that I lack. It's like puzzle pieces that fit together. What would it be like if I dated someone identical to myself? It would just be, it'd be like Lemon Grab on Adventure Time, where he has his own clone. I guess they fuck. I don't know. It's never really addressed. Isn't that just masturbation? Isn't that just narcissism? It's better by far to have a healthy counterbalance with someone who you can learn something from, and who you have useful things to teach to. That way, you complete each other. You each have certain capacities that the other lacks or could do with more of. That's the ideal, I think. I don't know if that's politically correct anymore, though. Well, this is where I was supposed to go earlier. What did I not find here? I'm starting to get tired of this. This is just creative enough so that I can't bring myself to quit. No, you know what? I've had enough. This was really cool, but I'm not feeling it. I guess beggars can be choosers. Also, the very same people who insist they're not materialistic will straight up tell you to your face that you need more money to date them. That's happened to me twice. I mean, I guess it speaks well of the women I've known in my life that it's only happened twice, despite the fact that I'm a broke bastard. But I have been on a date where basically she said, "Get at me when you are further along professionally. We're at different points in our careers and our lives, and you're not where you need to be to date someone like me yet." Which was just withering to hear that. They're very, like I said, they're very good at being harsh. They're not good at absorbing the same thing. You're just expected not to do that. You're expected to wear kid gloves. All in all, I have very little to complain about, though. I mean, considering that I'm a plain-looking man and I don't have a lot of money, to say the least, women have been pretty good to me. I've had some pretty attractive girlfriends. They just didn't stay for long. And that hurts. It hurts in its own way. It's funny. As an autistic man, you work and you work and you work, just trying to get to the place where women will say yes to dates with you, and you think, thank God, finally I'm at the finish line. That's not the finish line, though. That's the cruel punchline. That's where the really hard work begins. Like you're just getting started there. The trick then is to be able to balance all the emotional shit you need in order to keep that person's interest and affections alive. Which is just asking way too much from someone with my faculties. I don't feel needy most of the time, but like at three or four in the morning sometimes I just wonder, am I never going to feel romantic love again? Am I never going to be loved or love another person? And here in the moment, in the present day, I don't feel anything about that. But the prospect of the entire rest of my life not having any more relationships and never feeling love the way that I did in the past is a really just grim one. Is that really a life worth living? Then again, on the same note, I don't really know if I'm equipped to be in any kind of relationship for the same reason that all my relationships so far failed. I'm not. I don't really have the emotional energy or competence. In a sense, I just wasted their time. I wasted some of their precious youth, during which time like that portion of our lives would have been better spent on finding men who are a realistic prospect for marriage and child rearing, and I'm not that. It's the I have like 2 hours worth of social capacity per day to spend on anybody. Feels bad, man. I don't know why it feels bad. It feels like this is this logical, natural outcome, and I should accept. I mean, I should accept that and try to find fulfillment in other aspects of life. And life has many pleasures to offer. Okay, it's stinking. Stinking, stinking. I'm gonna go pee while this chugs. So what's the fucking answer? Do I just stop trying? Do I just accept a life of solitude? What's the good outcome even? What's the best case scenario? If you think about it, um, best case scenario is like my books blow up and I get wealthy. But then what? Like if nobody wanted me when I was broke for longer than like a month, how could I ever trust that whoever comes sniffing around now that I have money is actually interested in me for me? I can't. I couldn't be. Right? I would still be trapped in a position where I have to die alone, whether I'm poor or wealthy, or just accept somebody who can just pretends to like me and can tolerate me because they want material provision. Which I guess is how marriage has worked for much of human history, come to think of it. I don't want that though. I want to actually be in romantic love with another human being. I'm just not fit for that. I'm not fit for any kind of high emotional effort and high competence relationship with another human being. And it hurts, but I'd rather accept a hurtful truth than be deluded. Okay, it's frozen. This is unreal, isn't it? It's frozen again. I can't move. This might be unplayable. That WASD still works to move around. What is so taxing about this? Yeah, I like that laugh. Bro, that's blackface. That is not cool. It's the current year. You can't do that. Is the prize your dick? And it better not be. I'm not going to fall for that a second time. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, maybe I like it. Radio using E. Frozen. Yeah, this is not playable, I don't think. The perils of trying to game in the modern era on a Core i5 CPU. I have a good GPU because a fan bought it for me, but I have an ancient CPU. I have 32 gigs of DDR4, so the RAM is not the problem. Thank you so much. I found one of them. Oh, that's the problem. This game relies on being able to triangulate audio with 2 working ears, and I only have 1. Yeah, my CPU is like a Super Nintendo. Waiting. That's like a 30-second freeze. I can't play this. Womp womp. I should just avoid anything Unreal based. Unfortunately, I was really looking forward to that one. Will this really not run? This appears unable to even launch. Come on, cooperate. What will it take to make you cooperate? Maybe I should stick to RPG Maker games. That'll run on the CPU. I never thought that CPU would be the limiting factor for a long time. For a long time, it was all about GPU. If you had a reasonably modern CPU, nothing really made use of it. But now, people are doing all sorts of things in games that require CPU. And especially VR seems to be CPU heavy because of the calculations that the software uses for things like asynchronous space warp and whatnot. I'm going to delete that. That was trash. Truth Loop was good. Sounds like a cereal. Big Bug demo. Surely this will not disappoint us. Can you run Cry of Fear? Yes, I've streamed it before. Why? Cry of Fear is Half-Life 1 based, isn't it? I don't even think it's Source based. I think it's Gold Source, or it's even OG Half-Life. I don't like that game as much as a lot of other people. I like the beginning. I like the intro. I'm not crazy about the kind of boogity jump scares in that game, and the monster design is not spooky to me. It seems kind of edgy and try-hard. Really mask-wearing, black and white zombie ghosts with knives and whatnot. There's multiplayer in Cry of Fear? What the fuck? I'm just now learning this. I also streamed Total Chaos. You ever played Total Chaos? Total Chaos is mind-blowing. It's based on Doom, or GZ Doom, I believe. It is the most graphically sophisticated GZ Doom total conversion I've ever seen, and you can't even tell it's what you're looking at as Doom. It's insane. It's got all the fucking modern shaders. It looks like a Unity game. It's all 3D models and whatnot. I like the RPG elements in it a lot. What I don't like is that there are some situations where it encounters you with monsters in mazes. And it's just trial and error, memorizing which way to go over and over, and that stops being fun and starts being frustrating in a hurry. I still love it dearly, though, as an example of what's possible. I should show it to you on stream just real quick. Get some cereal. Gotta have my pops. Watch TV. Isn't cereal basically human kibble? If you think about it. It's like the most basic food you can make out of grains and corn.
After a chilly start, it will be mostly dry on Thursday with some sunny spells. However, it may be rather cloudy in the...
I'm going to take my cereal with me, though. It doesn't leave my sight. Cannot open the door. Oh, look at these assets. Look at look at these Atari Jaguar Sega 32X assets. I love it. It's adorable. Is this a basement? Or is this the ground floor of the house? I can't tell. Go to your room to sleep. Yes, Mom. I saw that for a while. I wonder how it tastes. If it's like banana or peanut butter flavored. I would not be opposed to buying some peanut butter flavored monkey chow. If it's made with real monkeys. You can taste the difference. Especially if the monkeys died afraid and in pain. Taste the pain! Taste the pain. It'll make you insane like David Blaine. And Yui Bowl's Blood Rain. Really? I can't use the flashlight? The power just went out. Why would I not be able to use the flashlight? Here we go. That's more like it. That's what I expect to be able to do in my horror games. It's funny. This is like a mainstay of indie horror. Is this old-timey flashlight, and nobody really thinks about it. There aren't really. How common is that? How common is like the D-cell plastic flashlight using a bulb? Aren't most flashlights like LED based now and don't look anything like this? Would that take people out of their immersion though? I can only carry one item at a time. Where would the power box be? It'd be downstairs, wouldn't it? Surely. I can't get over the assets. Look at these Roblox looking TVs. It's like some shit you'd see in Second Life. It also doesn't let you do things out of order. Boo. Where'd the flashlight go? Where'd the flashlight go? There was a flashlight here. You know what? This sucks. Why are we still playing this? There's not even a way to quit out of it. This is... I don't normally quit out of something like this. If I like to see things through to the end. I do. I know that what I have done tonight doesn't bear out that truth. But for the most part, I usually like to finish things. This is just sufficiently awful that I don't feel it's a good expenditure of chat's time. Oh, fuck yeah, look at this. I gotta be a fat ginger. I've always wanted to be one of those. He's Ronald McDonald, the hamburger happy clown. And the restaurant, McDonald's, is his favorite place in town. What's my cursor? Why is my cursor look this way? Ooh, Z fighting. Why is the road like that? Why does this look like a DS game? Pink Party. That sounds like a porn website. Strongly. I think I know his stuff. I think I've streamed it before. This guy's not unknown to this channel. Fuck yeah, Nintendo DS Fat Ginger Adventures. Go, activate. Oh shit, it's in non-English. Un chaval calamalas formas. I got expelled from school, I think. For fighting, it looks like, in defending myself, actually. Sounds about right. The director and parents decided on expulsion. But I was obligated to work at repairing the church. All of the children's problems, something. I can somewhat read. The burrito runes. I was wondering if it's going to be point and click or what. It looks like it's Orphan Legos. I don't know many. I know muchos. I know K. I know poor. How do I get out of this? No, Steam, please. Requires you to require your presence immediately. Vera Cartero. Go to your assigned something or other right now. I believe. Somebody's booping me. Hang on. Who be booping? Is that... Where's that coming from? Discord? Yes, it is. Okay. Taken care of. I look like the kid from that one Irish movie. About that troublemaker. Who, kills, I think, a priest at one point for buggering him. Which, I mean, fair enough. You can only get F'd in the A so much before you crack. As I know too well as a former Comcast, customer. What's the map? Oh, sick map system. It's like GTA, kind of. You have a problem Something look. Mirar as look. I forget which tense that is. Wish I'd pay more attention in Spanish class. Oh shit, it's an emo. Bienvenido. It's a greeting. I'm guessing you get for the... I don't know what Malona is. Nuevo, which is new substitute here. I'm the new substitute here, I guess? In this building. Conservation. It's a fantastic sight and very tranquil. It's enchanting. It's Fat Ginger Adventures for the Nintendo DS, Snow Bunny. Everyone knows this. It's a classic with the likes of Mario. It's going to get its own movie any day now. Ande Heike Acoher Paquetas Tienes Apertir. I don't know most of those words. I know just enough. Why did she fucking book it? She fucking booked it. Is it something I said? Don't make me run! I'm full of chocolate! Yeah. Look at that fucking Sega Genesis color palette sky. Lovely. Oh, it's a treat for the eyes and for the soul. Can I jump? I can jump. I can jump if I want to. I can leave your friend. I can talk to everybody. There's a lot of unique models, actually. That's kind of impressive. Oh, how about something nuevo? I mean, new Haval. Is Haval a student? How wonderful that is, I think. I can do like probabilistic interpretation based on what little Spanish I know. And like contextual. You can help me read it. This is well made. I mean, for something in the DS or PS1 style, especially all these custom models. They're all different from each other. You have a problem? You fat? Something look at something. Look at you, kid. I hope you. Oh, yeah. I got about 40% of the way there compared to you. You have better Spanish skills than I do. That's not surprising. You're a very smart cookie. Snowbunny is a smarty smart. Sabroso's flavor, I believe. Mushurt is the name of the game. Pretorica? I don't know what that is. These look like Section 8 housing. Hey, I'm not fat. The whole world is just in too wide of an aspect ratio. Okay, that's what's really going on here. If the world was rendered in 4:3, I would be skinny. But you haven't heard that one before. Oh shit, was she trying to pick me up? That makes sense that a child abuser would try to pick up fat kids because they can't run away this quickly. They're just more meatloaf, baby. You look tasty, Mushurt, Estara, something. But the joke's on her though. I'm actually quite fast, and she can't rip what she can't catch. Like when she's trying to like get it on with me, it'll actually just be like the cartoon smoke cloud that I leave behind, like Roadrunner when he zips off into the distance. Depending on how long the smoke cloud lingers, though, maybe they can like start a family. I have like half human, half cartoon smoke cloud children. That's Snow Bunny. That's awful. You can't say that. Fat kids would also fall for the candy van more. That is true, though. Oh, that's so terrible. If you think about it, then fat phobia actually protects kids. This means that the pedos don't find fat kids attractive, which otherwise they would be easy pickings. This is, you know what this is? This is Ronald McDonald origins. Before he was the hamburger clown, he was just the fat little ginger kid who loved the burger. If this really wanted to sell the obesity thing, it would have a stamina meter that lasts like 5 seconds, and then you just double over wheezing and coughing up blood. This is really impressive, though. I know it looks like shit, but it's supposed to. What's impressive is everything's cohesive. All the assets are either custom made or adapted very well. Everything fits the intended aesthetic. Is that snacks? Oh, you bitch, you know I'm going to get the snacks. Tasty treats for my tum-tum. Everything looks consistent with the style of the... Yep. That looks like that's the name of the game, is to collect the chips. It's an ugly style, but everything matches. Everything's proportional, everything's stylistically cohesive. The really impressive thing is if these are all custom models, which wouldn't surprise me, all the human NPCs we've seen so far are unique. Vistazo esto it's genial, which is pleasant, I believe. Aquí estaré cuando repartir los 5 paquetes. I need to bring her more chips. Her face looks weird. She's like a baby doll, like a Cabbage Patch Kid with a Bratz doll hair. I don't know those words. Edificios, which I think is like facade. Donde están? Where are the packets? Press E. Paquetitos. Small packets. And all the houses are right here. Everything's equally. You know what I mean? Everything matches, and it looks to have been custom modeled. So a lot of, even though I don't like the look of it, everything looks to have been made by the same guy or the same team. They accomplished what they set out to. I think it's only really properly ugly if it's mismatched assets from the asset store. No, Tango, I don't have any packets. How is that possible? Did you fucking eat one of them? There should be a button where you can whip his buns to make him run faster. Faster, Piggy! Yeah! Yeah! Like a little goblin riding around on his shoulders. Feel the burn of my wicked, cruel fat shaming. And then report me to Twitch and get me cancelled. Wait, no, don't do that. These are the saddest warehouses I've ever seen. Are these possible to pick up? No, they're not what I'm... Oh, I went through the... What happened? What happened? I've seen these in Slavic countries before. They're like a... You store it, kind of. But they're not for regular storage. They're for businesses. Take my bike to go fast. Oh shit, I could have taken her bike. Can I really ride that? Oh shit, son! BMX, BMX. Oh, MLG Pro. Oh, I immediately died. Dead. It really handles like a bicycle. I don't like it. All the houses have the shiny things. I can do wheelies. Breaking my bones, breaking my bones. And also the law, also the law. We're going for it. Okay, we lost the bike permanently. I feel that was worth it. What if instead of collecting packets, we just abandon society? Oh, nope, water kills you, never mind. I thought maybe we'd just go live as a wild animal in nature. Oh, you can run faster. I've been wasting our time this entire... Oh god, why did they not tell me that? In a real language. Brick building across the street. Which building was that? He doesn't have it. He doesn't. Why is she calling this kid fat? Look at this. He's got no endurance meter. He can run at a full sprint forever. He's actually really. He's like strong fat. Largo Caval Amino something. Okay. Rock on with your bad self. I'm okay. I'm down with whatever that was. Oh look. Still don't have any packets. Well, what's a packet? What does that count as? What is this shit over here? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Calm down. Can't tell if ghost crime or not. Definitely some manner of goblinry is afoot. It's like devilry, but with goblins. Remember seeing DS graphics for the first time after seeing PSP graphics and being like, come on, really? Then we all just kind of accepted it because it was Nintendo and they were going to get most of the good games anyway. It's like, really? You based it on N64 and you couldn't even put in texture filtering, really? I wonder what packages she means. Oh, okay. Alright. There's somewhat of a language barrier here. E gathers the package. Q deposits it. Is there any law against mailing your trash to people you don't like? If it's not like a toxic health hazard? Because it could, in some situations, that could be cheaper than a trash removal service. If you have a private trash removal service where you live. I'm Fat Santa. Hee 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 hee. It's me. I'm Fat Santa. Wait, Santa's already fat. It's me, slightly less obese Santa. And I'm a ginger. How do I know that these are the right packages, by the way? I don't. I'm just give. You know what? Probably that's a better record than Amazon delivery drivers. Anyway, what's this? What's here? It's up in the. It's floating. It's like hovering. I can't believe it's been so many years since Flappy Bird and nobody made a parody where the bird is just a hand and it's called Hover Hand. And you have to like hover the hand over women's shoulders. I know, I promised to shut up about that. I lied though. It was a devious deception. What is this business? Am I a drug mule? If I was a drug mule, would I know it? I put it to you, most likely I would not. Oh. I need to go talk to what's her name, don't I? Here we go. Very good. Your house, your home in the apartments. This is our 5 packages. Vamos, go quickly. Oh, do I follow her? I do follow her. Get back here. You ain't never gonna catch me. Okay, here we are. It's super creepy. Oh, there's no Spanish word for creepy, really? Oh, the Offsprings. Is that the band? Ha 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 ha. Not. Huh. Huh. Of your home and all the night is all I get out of that. Booby. Indeed, Bobby. Where Bobby? I don't know what to do exactly. You know, it makes sense that water would kill a kid who probably only drinks soda. It's like poison to him. You could just mail it without any return address, couldn't you? Would they ever be able to catch you? Oh, here we go. Would they trace it back to you and be like, hey, cut it out, guy? To say nothing about possibly more serious consequences? Because that sounds like a good time, just mailing politicians the compressed cubes of trash. I know you can't mail feces. Don't ask me how I know that. I mean, it's not like I would ever mail someone a jar of my own leavings, but I may have looked it up before. Wow, this is an interesting take on how to render an indoor environment. Huh. Huh, well now. I can't go outside again. I don't think it's supposed to be able to get over here. What is that fucking 2002 era MySpace selfie up there? Why would you frame that? Oh, I got a flashlight. Thank you for telling me, by the way. Good to know that I have a flashlight finally. I wondered about that. This has got like a Disney Haunted Mansion vibe to it. I need some music and wallpaper. I want to go to... Remember that part of Disney's Haunted Mansion with the dancing ghosts? I wonder if you could sneak in there cosplaying as a ghost, but with your dick and balls hanging out, and you could just dance around with the other ghosts and not be noticed. Unless one of the people on the ride was like, "Hey, how come that ghost has his cock and balls hanging out?" And you just freeze in place and you book it. You just cheese it out of there. It's extra spooky. It's just something ghosts do. Did I just fucking explode? I did. That's what I get for being full of chocolate. That's normal. This is just good enough to keep me playing. It's a Pepper's Ghost effect is how it works. It's just a projector aimed at glass from... Or how does that work? It's like a reflection of a thing in front of the glass from a different angle onto the glass, which then appears that it's actually on the other side of the glass. It's like how those Miku concerts work with the Vocaloids. So the little people carriers on the ride pass by this really long, wide window that's at a 45-degree angle, and then above them, at an angle that is not visible from the carts, is like a little diorama of all the dancing ghost marionettes, so that they get reflected on the glass as if they were down below in the ballroom that you see. It's really interesting. It's a really old effect that's been used in a lot of different attractions. You probably accidentally created Pepper's Ghost illusions without even intending to. If you've ever seen something you thought was on the other side of a window, but it was in fact on the same side as you. Okay, let's try to not die this time. Hot damn. Oh, there's more of it. Also getting American McGee's Alice vibes from this. Kind of. Because of the checkerboard floor and the platforming. What if Alice, except instead of a hot, 20-something insane girl from an asylum with a British accent, you instead played a fat ginger? Brilliant! Ship it! Reminds me of this guy I used to be in a Facebook group with, where every time he saw some good idea, he was like, mass produce it, as if he was like the CEO of that company. I liked his energy. I don't know if that his answer to mass produce every cool idea he saw as a concept brander was sound business practice, though. Yeah, it did. The original one, the Quake 3 one. I surprised myself by not liking the Xbox 360 Alice Madness Returns as much. I don't know why I didn't like it as much. It was a logical continuation of the Quake 3 based one. It should have... I'm still kind of digesting it. I have it on Steam Deck. What's up with this American McGee guy? If he's an American, why does he have an Irish last name? Riddle me that. You can't be both. This is 1620s. We don't consider Irish immigrants to be Americans on this channel, and we won't for another 50 years, 60 years. Okay, now I have to find the door the ski goes to. This is sure gameplay of a sort. I wouldn't really say I'm having fun exactly. If he would breathe heavily as he'd run, I would enjoy this more. Like, it'd be atmospheric and also kind of ASMR. I wonder if that's a thing. Fat kid hyperventilating ASMR. One guy probably cranks his hog to that as just a rule of the universe. Can I, no. This way? There was a special door, wasn't there? There was like a texture. There it is. Ah, now we're cooking with gas. There's my space tilde again. Oh, Spooperman sighted. Directly ahead. What does he have planned for my porky butt cheeks? I shudder to imagine. See, I'm thinking about how to improve my life, and the one thing I hear a lot is just get shredded. Apparently, women have very, very high standards for physical fitness compared to their own fitness level, and they don't see anything wrong with that, which is something I'll just have to roll with. You can't complain about the rules. The rules are what they are. Otherwise, you're like those people who complain about Counter-Strike updating from 1.6. That's just where the standards are, I guess, because of the government putting hiring quotas in place, so women have higher paying jobs now and are preferred for STEM positions 2-to-1, according to a recent study. They've got the money now, so we've got to dance like the organ grinder's monkey to their tune. That's kind of hot, actually. If you're into like boss babes. It's just it seems to be an intentionally engineered reversal of gender roles that did not happen organically. I've seen all these articles on like Vice about why are men so useless? Why are men failing? And it's like, hey, did you forget already about these laws you passed that give women institutional advantages in enrollment and hiring? Yeah, I know. We're coming unglued. I don't want to live here during this time, but I don't have the means to... Fuck, don't start me out at the beginning again. Don't you start me at the beginning. Oh, you started me at the beginning. I don't have patience for this. Actually, I can't. I'm too invested now. But no, I'm not too invested, actually. I don't have infinite time tonight. That was... I'll come back to that. That's probably a lie, though. This is just a walkthrough of environments, which I still think looks pretty cool. Beggars can't be choosers. Actually, I guess sometimes they can. You know what I mean? This is the payback men get for having no girls allowed clubhouses and having to... Oh, Unreal. Cancel. Is this going to run at all? That's very beautiful. Is Unreal just harder to get the most out of? Because I've played lots of very professionally made Unreal Engine based games like Terminator Resistance that ran fine on my computer. But whenever I run anything amateur made with Unreal, it runs like dog shit. What is that door opening sound? Meow. Come here, baby. Get in my lap. It's cuddle time. I can't really complain either because it used to be the other way around. I mean, there used to be very preferential hiring for a specific race and gender in the other direction, so it just sucks living during the payback period. It's not fun, but then I guess that's the point of it, is for me to suffer. So people who were disadvantaged before can get their sadistic pleasure from my struggling. I hope they're enjoying themselves. I hope something good comes to this. Yeah, just give me fucking 50 fire extinguishers. Why not? I just learned Unreal Ed and I'm making levels. I made some particle effects coming off of this cube. You like that? You like cubes with particles? Very good. You like shaders? Huh? What is this? When I click, I can create red vectors. This is a coffee machine? It is. What asset pack did all this shit come out of? You're not supposed to be able to go there. At least it runs reasonably well. Looks like a brewery. Well, I mean, that's very well and good. It's just level design stuff. I remember seeing early VR demos, actually. There was a lot of VR demos that were just level walkarounds. It was still incredible just to have something to play at all on your Oculus Rift at the time. We're going to get on to Darkwood pretty soon, though. Darkwood sounds like a Pornhub category. Maybe that's me just being a porn-brained coomer. Lovely art. I have high hopes for this, actually. Here we go. We're going inside the flower in asphalt? You can smell asphalt. It's strange, though, since you're nowhere near a paved road. Checking down at the bottom of the valley for your second ever job. An assistant botanist, hundreds of miles away from the wet your civilization, just the way you like it. Employers had dropped you off with a hoist that leads you directly into the heart of the valley. Old, like a part of a mine shaft. You questioned the security as it lowered and creaked all the way to the bottom. As it descended, the walls curved concave and reminded you of a crater you've seen only in pictures. Okay. It's still morning, but the way you were plunged in shadows confused your sense of time. The scaffolding above, as if to hide this place, directed sunlight like a spotlight to shine on your destination. That's where you're headed now, smelling asphalt on this roadless path. You were a tad nervous that your ID card might not work. This whole job was too just good to be true. Leaf floods you to step inside the only sunlit facility in this valley. Oh, I like it. It's very sketchy. The lobby's what you expected, so you're wrecking your brain trying to figure out what this room is. Remember, your employers had told you about a clean room where you'll be putting on a uniform for this job. It's ultimately the lab. After all, they're afraid of introducing unknown elements into the environment since you'll be working directly in the greenhouse. So I'm a botanist, I see. Quickly eyed the instructional posters on the wall and grabbed the correct size gear from the rack, stashing away your hoodie into a locker a little reluctantly. After you're done, it's not that bad. You can live in this like a second skin, one more protective layer from the world. Emboldened, you swipe your ID card once more into the next room. The first thought that strikes you is that this place is lonely. It's as if every trace of anyone living here has been erased. The second thought that follows is that it's even better than you expected, especially when you can hear them. Hello? Ash, hi? It's your supervisor, Ash. We're all conventionally attracted 20-somethings, of course, because Tumblr made this. You're too engrossed in listening for someone else that you didn't even notice they'd been standing there. You must be the new hire, our assistant botanist. You're briefed on Ash before you arrived here, the only human you'd be interacting with for the foreseeable future. Your interview process didn't involve them at all, which struck you as odd, but the recruiter was very frank about the 100 NDAs his purchase was under. You're just happy to even get considered in the first place. Yes, not very talkative, are you? Whatever, how'd you find the dorms? It was right next to the facility. You didn't feel the need to check on your room since there were no friends there. Your bag of bare belongings was taken for processing ahead of time and dropped off there, so all you'll need coming here is your ID card. Given the circumstances, you're not sure how to answer the question. Did Ash mean how you found it, or what you think about it? ... It's been taking too long, and Ash moves on. Alright, what's your name? Tits McGillicuddy, Esquire. Don't you already know from application? I want to hear from you instead of whatever's official on paper. What is it? Your... Oh, I didn't get a chance to put it in. Wart. I'm Wart, apparently. Because I skipped it. I missed a chance to name my character. Oh, fuck. Hold on. I can't do it, though. I'm fine with Wart. He's asking what you know. Oh. I'm supposed to be talking with anyone about this job. Which I like. I'm taking care of plants in this facility in the greenhouse I'm under your supervision. I don't know what kind of plants there are, but I'm excited to meet them. Meet them? Okay, well, I won't keep you. Let's see, what else do you have to know? Don't bother going anywhere aside from your office at the greenhouse. May I ask why? You lack access to them anyway. Here's the list I wrote up with basic duties I expect from you. I'll hand you a piece of paper riddled with coffee stains. It's near an intelligible bulleted list. I'll be in my lab. Go get settled before checking these off. Before you can bring up the problem of even understanding what the tasks are, Ash brushes off almost as if they'd been a Dynex in the conversation. You know, I've been thinking of making visual novels. I've been thinking of what to do with my writing. Because I've realized that publishing a book every year or two for like $1,000 optimistically of total revenue to me is not going to pay the bills. My revenue from Patreon keeps going down, 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 and I need the book money to displace it. So I need to find other ways to monetize my work. I also can't wait for my publisher to make audio books out of all my work on their own. I need to, I think, figure out how to get some free sound libraries and some Creative Commons music and use a voice synthesis to adapt my own work into audio book format, and also consider the possibility of learning RenP or some other visual novel framework so that I can adapt my writing into a video game form. I mean, that visual novels seem like the most logical format to translate a book into, don't they? I need to turn my writing into something more people can consume, because not everybody wants to buy books. And it's really hard to get noticed when there's a lot of people doing books. There's not as many people doing Western VNs that are any good. So finding a vessel, a vehicle for my writing to deliver it to consumers in a way that's not totally oversaturated already. That would reach people that wouldn't normally read my stuff. Just thinking. It's not the smartest or the strongest that survive. It's the most adaptable, and I'm trying to be adaptable. You attempt to read the list, but it proves to be insurmountable. Your eyes ache with a pointless effort. I can anticipate some backlash for using AI voices at all in my audio stuff, but at the same time, if I'm using Creative Commons like sound effects, how's that different? If I don't make the sound effects myself bespoke, then is that as bad as using AI? It's hard to tell where the line is. I kind of... Funny you should mention that, Short Talk. I actually did publish a lot of my poetry to TikTok in the form of AI imagery slideshows with my voice set to a creepy ambient droning background audio. So I've already done that with links to my writing. So to check out your office. Assistant botanist's office, rather your office. Feels weird for you to have your own space like this at a workplace. Small plant nursery at your first job didn't have anything like this, and it's the only job you managed to hold down. You note that it smells sterile, as though they had scrubbed the place clean after the previous assistant left. But you don't have an idea of what a normal office space should look like. Let's play some fucking Crisis. Supposed to send updates to Lash. Really isolated, you feel understanding now. There's no internet. How will I do funny TikTok dances for clout? Pick up the notebook or sketchbook. Go weirded out for the place scrubbed clean. Terrible handwriting. The owner must... Ash might be the owner. It's different enough. The sketches have incredible detailing. You're able to recognize all the plants, flowers, lovingly rendered with pencil. One page makes you pause. It might be a tree, but you've never seen it before. It's just buds on the branches that resemble ones that eventually bloom on dogwood trees. And you will question if it's even a tree. Silhouette looks like someone kneeling. Oh, plant people. Alright, we're getting towards what the Spoonmen are going to be. I spent too much time on this already. Trash can isn't empty. Greased flower seed packet. Camellia, lily of the valley, geraniums. How could you just throw this away? Promise you'd salvage them and nurture them when you get the opportunity. Another speck of dust. It's a map of the facility. Too many areas are restricted. You can essentially only be here, the greenhouse and ashes lab. Why is it top secret? What's so big about a botany lab? What could they be hiding? Plant monsters? Probably plant monsters. Diagrams from the breakdown of a plant cell. Never mind, all the hot air that rushed into your head deflates when you agree with the made-up evaluation that you are indeed incompetent and unfit for the role. Aww. Think you're doing something in the office. Check out the lab. I read about cooling out recently, which is about managing someone's expectations and sort of talking them into accepting a worse outcome and being comfortable with it, which I found from reading a short story someone else had posted for review, and I didn't know the term. It's from, I guess, it originated from con men. Con men do cooling out of the mark. They cool out the mark, which is to say, they manage the mark's anger when they discover that they have been deceived and are not going to get the huge return on the investment they were promised, so that the mark will not go to the cops. But it's also a more generally used term, like for school counselors, when they need to manage someone's expectations who has poor grades but has aspirations of going to college. There's several different levels at which they have you talk to a counselor who tries to talk you down in terms of your expectations and recalibrate what you think your life is going to be. And that's also a form of cooling out. I love when I learn a word for something that I knew conceptually before, but I didn't know the precise word for it. I've been cooling myself out for many years. Now I finally found something I'm marketably good at, which is writing, but there's no clear path forward to mass market success yet, unless I want to write young adult fantasy. Lab, last time you were in anything close to resembling this place was chemistry lab high school, but you failed. You don't like to remember that. You're told this is under Ash's jurisdiction. You're afraid to look at anything closely. Really wondering why there's even an operating table when you notice someone going out. That's fast. You finished task list? No, what task list? What are you talking about? You were staring pretty intense at that plant over there. Were you curious? Oh. It seems a little thirsty. Never mind. Okay. I'm gonna go back to work then. Is he weirded out that I feel affection for plants? Is that it? You exit the lab, humoring you more than you normally get. Maybe you can at least work with him in peace, hopefully. He said check out the basement. Walk down the unlit stairs. Feels like you're walking into the void. You get the feeling that it's not entirely unwelcome. At the end of it, you can see the basement door under a dim fluorescent light. It's more of a gate. It's imposing. It's practically calling out to you to open it. In fact, literally so. A flower. It's very luck with the ID card. Of course not. So I can't go to the lab. I can't go to the greenhouse though. I've been to the lab, but I can't go down there in the secret door. The place let's explore. Take care of the plants. You're excited to meet new friends. It's been a while since you were able to, ever since you were fired from the last job. Which was your fault. You couldn't be good enough, could never be good enough for them. Plants were different. You didn't have to perform anything. You just could just be. They accepted you as their own as if it were the most natural thing in the world too. They understood you like no other and knew them. They called out to you from the other side. Their voices spoke unpleasantly like a mallet on a xylophone. What? You found resolve. You swipe your right ID card and enter the greenhouse. It's numerous. You recall the last time you heard this many voices. Your parents were never a fan of that. They could never understand the comfort and greenery would bring you. Weirdly written. It's like an ESL writer. Lullaby in your ears. Plants here, they are less part of a greenhouse and more part of a forest. An ecosystem within a state-of-the-art technology emulating nature far below where the sun envelops the earth. As they're content as they could be. Well, they're happy there's an undercurrent of nervousness as they're walking on eggshells. Facade of paradise. Yeah, weird word usage so far. I don't know why. What's wrong? Oh. Well now. Someone. You're from the sketches. You're badly tuned radio. A plant. You're still a plant, but something is wrong. What's wrong? How can I help you? There's never been a plant you couldn't understand, but one of them has never spoken actual words to you. And implicit understanding. Small changes in the mood at once you pick up on. Buzzing the static, it feels like those same wavelengths trying to claw their way into your brain. Something's in the way of something. Come closer. Hold. You need help. What are you trying to say? How can I help? Come closer. Come closer. Come closer. Why is he like that? We finally got the spoopy part, though. You don't realize you're staring directly into the void as the static fills your senses. You don't realize. Is he going to make me one with the plant? Am I gonna become Plant Man? They're not normal. Been here before. They haven't been normal for a while now. I tried to love them as their own child. They even went along with this gender thing. The way they refuse to socialize with anyone, they don't have any friends. Oh, social commentary time. It's not normal. There's been other kids like this, you know, it's asocial kids. Kids like that talk literally all day with plants as if they're alive. Plants are alive. What do you mean? Shut off and skip school to spend time in the nursery and come back covered in dirt. Sometimes they'll come back at all. Sometimes you wish you won't come back at all. So you run and you fall. They've been falling for a very long time. Falling on the cracked earth, its jaws on the cusp of swallowing you whole. Swallowed whole, you can't move a finger. The pull of infinite slumber overpowering. Explosion jolts you. You've been here before. This isn't you. You think you hear someone crying. You move towards them, but your eyes aren't even open. So you move. Holy shit, wart? Continue to part 2. Really? Oh man, suspense. That was cool. I like that. Very stylish. Weird writing, superb artwork though. An interesting plotline that has me interested in what's... I want to know what's going on here. This one's also not in English. We can try it. We might not get very far. What do you guys think about my idea of turning my books into VNs, and also taking it upon myself to adapt some of them to audio to get it done faster? I don't think I can do as good of a job, but I might be able to do a decent job. Spooperman. Oi. Pregentado. I can't read this. I didn't notice from the art's cool. I didn't notice from the thumbnail this was not English. Your presence. Death. Mundo. Todos los mundo. Isn't that the world? Ponto. Yeah, no, I can't play this. Fuck. Oh, I really want to though. It looks really good. Oh well. Why is the title in English then? Fucking tease. Get me all excited. Activate Xbone gamepad. As we always do, we are eventually been forced to resort to Darkwood. We had some good games this evening, though, from the Indie Hall. We don't always. Last two streams, we've had like one good game and the rest were all poopy. So it's a good outcome when we have an evening where more than one or two of the games turns out to be like interesting and valuable. Again, I marked that down to inflation. Anybody with the skill to make games is now hurrying to make $1 before AI completely fucks up their market. Nobody can afford to give away anything for free anymore. The paradise of free content is coming to an end. Where is the generator? Generator is in a separate building, which is not... I don't appreciate that, by the way. So as I recall, I got my ass whomped twice. 3 or 4 times by savages. What I need to do is repair. Excuse me. There we go. What have I got in the way of upgrade? Excuse me, items. Uh-oh. Okay, light is quickly running out. Haha, time to take refuge. And to hide like a coward. There's nothing good in here that I really need, is there? I can push this here. Light up 2 rooms at once. That way I can make better use of this one. And what's gonna fucking happen to us? Is anyone else kind of dooming because of AI? Like, the only way that this produces a good outcome is if wealthy billionaires, out of the goodness of their hearts, mysteriously choose to pay everybody an allowance just to keep us alive. And it doesn't seem like something they would do. They control the political apparatus, so it really seems more likely that they would try to get rid of us at any cost. It's almost hard to blame them if you don't think about your own needs and you think about... Oh, wait, can I feed the potato? No, I can't. What do I do with the potato? Why do I have a potato? Oh shit, he delivered more stuff. I can make lots of good stuff now. I need a toolbox. Can make bear traps. Oh shit, it's coming for me. Something's coming. Well, at least I have my secondary base set up well enough now that I can live here. That wasn't always true. In fact, I died the first night. I died the first 2 nights, I think. Come on, Spooperman, pop out. I fucking dare you. Oh, what'd I say? How did he get in here? I had all my stuff on me. How did he get inside? I lost half my shit. Here's some of it. I need to get some shit from this guy. What can I spare? I don't need bottles. I've never needed bottles. I feel like I'm going to need the bullets eventually, but I don't need them right now. Planks, I could probably do without. I need gun parts. What am I going to do without gun parts? Also, I keep dying and losing my shit. Feels like days don't last as long as they used to either. I don't have any alcohol. What if I give you the potato? Can you take the potato? I don't see anything to do with that. Take the potato. Take the potato! I guess I just have to try to live long enough to earn the points I need. I need to make my base more defensible, though, actually. Maybe that's where bear traps come in. I'll probably get myself in bear traps more often than the enemies, though, is the issue. How do I make my base more defensible? And it froze. There we go. What am I supposed to do to make it so that my base is not a sitting duck for the enemy savages? What I need is something like a fence, or electric fence, or turrets, like in RimWorld. Ooh, what the fuck is this? I guess I just have to die a lot as I discover things. Good thing I'm in a purgatory dimension, and so can never truly die. Haha, good thing about that, huh? Thank goodness for that. That didn't sound promising. Bambino gramophone. What am I supposed to do here? I can't do anything with it. Huh. Something unnerving about that music. Oh fuck. Oh god. Stay away from me. Oh, he's after me. Oh no. I have a lockpick, don't I? I thought I had a lockpick. Well, let's mark this on the map then. I'll have to come back here when I have lockpick. Oh, spoopy crow, spoopy crow. Ever tell you guys about Severino Verna? The San Franciscan, I believe, creator of the Toynbee tiles, which were mysterious tiles that were found embedded into freshly cured pavement. Proclaiming that in the year 2000, according to the Toynbee something or other, all the dead in human history would be resurrected on the planet Jupiter. That hurt me. Why did I do that? It's poisoning me worse and worse. That's not good. It's limiting my... Well, that didn't help either. I can't see anything now. Hang on, I gotta eat something. Said save the day. That mushroom saved the day. One mushroom poisons me, another heals me. The cause of and solution to all life's problems. Mushrooms, people. Mushrooms. Mushroom science. It's still healing me. I'm really glad I got that perk. Wow. That really came in handy. I was like, how useful is it really going to be to be able to regenerate my health with mushrooms I find in the wild? Wow, come on, man. As it turns out, quite fucking useful. In fact, oh, wow. So we found a giant hole. That's where we are now. We're north of the pig pen. We're filling out our map, if nothing else. We're learning a new area. It's a really interesting game. I really didn't understand what it was when I first started playing it, because to understand what a game is, fundamentally, you need to know what the gameplay loop is. And if the gameplay loop isn't apparent, then all you have is like assets and vibe to go on. You can't tell what type of game it is. I was like, is this a survival builder? Kind of, yes. Is it like a survival horror? Yes, kind of also. Is it an RPG? Also, kind of, yes. It's a really interesting combination of different flavors. Then again, that also demystifies the game once you boil it down to its contributing gameplay elements like that. That's reductive. It's also kind of just its own thing. No, go away. Go away. Moose, please. Go away, Moose. I'm out of here. Oh, I'm dead. those guys are really OP, and they take away all my stuff every time I die. I'm really madly in hatred with them. And I left the generator on. Cool. Cool, that's fine. I left the generator on. Cool. Fine. How much fuel did I have left? About half. I'm gonna have to trade with the guy for more. I wish I keep doing that. I keep saying I'll never do that again. I'll never do that again, but I keep doing it. Oh, this is how I got in last time. You know what? If this is how I broke in, what we ought to be doing is barricading. You have no need to come through this way. You have no need to be here, so... And just block these doors. Here we go. That ought to make us a little bit more secure. Did he bust out? He busted. No, it didn't bust the barricade. I'm gonna keep this outside by the door, so I can put it in the way of the door at nighttime. Not an all the time thing. Like that. Maybe I'll be better off with one exit, one entry. There's no entries now. What have I done? That's better. I'm going to have to be doubly, triply on guard, aren't I? From now on, because we're in a different part of the game world. Everything's going to be tougher than it used to be. Hey, bicycle man. There he is. If you want, I can bring back junk from the other hideout. Down there, though. So he'll bring more stuff. That's a really handy inclusion in the gameplay. We don't have to constantly ferry shit back and forth on foot. Maybe I can feed meat into the oven. I don't remember if I tried that yet. I actually can't do that from this side. I have to do it from the inside, don't I? This is what it's actually like to live in Oregon or Washington, by the way. It's a lot like Ireland most of the time. As I understand that Ireland's climate to be from Irish people, and also Scotland, I guess. Also an infamously rainy, grey environment. Let me know if I have it wrong. I can use this for storage. I didn't think about that. I can store shit in the doghouse. Ooh, can I feed this meat? I can't. That would be too handy, wouldn't it? Now what I really need is more fuel. I always need more fuel though. That's nothing new about that. It's a simpler game than I thought, which I never thought I would say. I was overwhelmed at first with how complex it seemed. It's really quite simple. It's like a really streamlined survival builder with less freedom in terms of what you can build. Should probably barricade that building, shouldn't I? Still need to saw these planks. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Well, I fucked it up. I actually did the opposite of what I meant to. Let me find where I put my nails. No, not in there. I don't use this room for anything, do I? It's starting to get to be that time. I guess we'll see how I fare tonight. I can't defend that part of my base tonight. I'll be able to in a bit. Is this what Fallout base building is like? Here we go, perfect. Can't do anything. Nails. Give me a lockpick. I should have one of those on my person to open that chest next time I see it. That's some progress. Let's see if I get my shit pushed in again. That should be good. Every opening is blocked now. There's nothing to actually do in this room, though, is the issue. Nothing to do in this room either. Why do I have the lamp here? You'd think I could do more with what I have. You would think. Oh, flashlight's goddamn useless. It's better than nothing. This isn't San Fran. This is better than that. You're not wrong, though. Those guys with the antlers are just tweakers. Nobody really wants to do anything about that problem either. We kind of have built up so many businesses that spend taxpayer dollars around that problem to make them more comfortable. Because it's morally unconscionable to do anything else, I guess. What it would really take to solve it is Ricky's Law plus reopening our asylums and rehab facilities. Nobody seems receptive to that. Oh, he's inside. No, I can't survive even one night anymore. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing differently. I'm losing all my money, my reputation points. Can't even afford that. Shotgun shells. I can get a shotgun? Holy shit. Let's see if this gets me anywhere that I need to go. Oh, the red egg actually can be turned into serum. Cool. So last night he got in through the barricade, broke a barricade. What does that tell me? It tells me I need furniture in front of the windows. This is getting insane, though. They're just fucking super powered. This is a whole nother stage of the game that we're in now. Which is just called Run a Train on Handad's Poor Puckered Pink Boy Pussy. Also, am I stupid? Don't answer that yet. For trying to market my work somewhat in a passive way on the literature board of 4chan, because that seems like playing with fire. I haven't done it enough where people are irritated with me, but I've done it enough where people recognize me by name. Some of whom have read some of my work, actually, which is interesting. I need to gain notoriety, and I can't afford less risky means. Is this where I was before? It is. That's better, I guess. Don't I have a lockpick? I do this time. I have a lockpick right here. There we go. Oh, cool. Goodies, goodies, goodies. Goody, goody, gumdrop. There were other crates I passed by. I don't think I've ever successfully picked a lock before now. No, go the fuck away. Go the fuck away. Maybe I can use these chairs. To block windows. I need to block windows from now on. And yet even this doesn't seem like a lasting solution to anything, does it? Ultimately, they'll just start breaking furniture, won't they? There we go, that should... I don't know what that'll do yet, actually. I can't be confident about... I don't know what the capabilities of the enemies are. What is this? Fan belt. What is the... Can I fix the vehicle in this game? Is that on the table as a thing that you can do? Need more nails. Can I fix the car? I've seen car parts. I've seen a tire. I've seen a fan belt. The implication is that if I can find a car... These seem like puzzle items. I had a battery too, didn't I? I had a battery at one point. Is that what we're looking at here? Is that the end game condition? Put all the car stuff in the doghouse. Wonder where the battery went though. I think I might have soft locked myself if I lost the battery. Anything else? They wouldn't just give us car parts and not let us use them, would they? Oh shit, oh god, oh fuck. Ow, and then poison too. I can't get a hit in. He's too fast. I live here now. Never, never leave inside again. Never go outside. I need a weapon that works against those things. Why don't I have any good weapons? Maybe I should use the weapon they're using. Maybe I should get high on drugs like they are. It's like Smokey the Bear always said, winners use drugs, right? That's what he said, right? Where the fuck did you go? I'm gonna fuck you up. What's that racket? Is something worse than me killing the dogs? Oh, that was... I just got poisoned again in a cursed way, I think. I guess I'm just gonna die. Oh! Well, I think I hate this game now. This game is just being killed over and over and losing all my shit constantly. I'm just losing stuff. Valuable stuff I worked hard to get. Because the game spams powerful, high-level enemies at me when I don't know what to do to fight them. Repair the window first. I don't have much daylight left, I don't think. I think he also destroyed a door, didn't he? Wish I could move this. I can't. I don't know what to do before tonight. I don't know what to do differently that I haven't already tried. Well, I can use the bathtub, can't I? Have you noticed that of all the type of privileges that get talked about by intersectional feminists, beauty privilege doesn't really get a lot of screen time, so to speak? I think it's because most of the proponents are themselves women in their 20s who have a lot of it and don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about what they want but don't have. It's my bitter incel neckbeard screed. If anyone wants to accuse me of that. Actually, no, I should probably put this outside, shouldn't I? When it comes to that crowd. They're like the petite bourgeoisie of beauty privilege. Everyone thinks they could be a beauty billionaire with the right makeup and the right TikTok dance. So no one really wants to identify themselves as being beauty unprivileged. It's kind of like how anti-vaxxers will never entertain the thought that maybe they were tricked into not vaccinating because that would require them to have been wrong about the vaccine being a kill shot. People are silly. I'm saying all kinds of inflammatory things tonight. That's probably not wise. If I want any kind of career in the future, I need to just not say anything. But I wonder how long that can last. You can't really say nothing. Like, the more traction you get, the more people want to know what your politics are. So they know whether to let you continue to make money or not. Or whether they need to take you down. So you can't just not be political. That becomes code for, I have politics you're not going to like, and I'm hiding them from you after a while. There you go. That's the best I can do in terms of blocking windows. I think I don't have any more furniture than that. Unless it's inside of this shed over here. Can I push this around? I can't. That would make life too easy. I don't have a key for that. I still feel as far away from my goals in this game as I ever was. I feel like I've only made any progress by stumbling ass backwards into the answers to certain conundrums, and I'm probably complaining too much about a game designed to be mysterious and menacing. It's just very frustrating is all. Oh, nope, we got something chasing me. We got something chasing me. I don't want to know what that is. I will never find out. I got a pretty well fortified fortress. It's an interesting tutorial system. How you progress from one house to the next in more and more dangerous areas, and you have to learn new techniques for fortification. Yeah, that's true. I mean, nobody's completely wrong. Anti-vaxxers just wanted there to be something catastrophically wrong with the vaccine because they were butthurt about the election outcome. But vaccines aren't perfect. They do often have mild side effects of some kind, and not all of the vaccines were not all created equal. Certainly Sinovac was not very good, and AstraZeneca was just kind of shitty, and also Johnson & Johnson wore off the fastest. I got Moderna, not because I'm some kind of, not because I knew ahead of time. I just guessed right. I gambled and won. Then again, it's mRNA, and if you believe the conspiracy theorists, those are the dangerous ones. I don't, though. They've been wrong about everything. I'm still not dead, and I still have nothing. I do have chest pains. Ominous chest pains, but I think that's more related to my diet and things like heartburn from eating a high-sodium diet while I approach middle age than anything else. We'll see about that. I'm going to talk to the doctor. If they're right, and I suffer some kind of health complications from being forcibly vaccinated, how's that not a win for me? The government will then pay me neat bucks in compensation, won't they? Maybe that's how I get my basic income. Maybe that's how we all get our basic income, is vaccine damages. And they're like, oh, it'll make you sterile. And I'm like, oh, you mean I get my tubes tied for free? Fucking sweet. Don't threaten me with a good time. I think that's the best I can do for... Except for these two windows, here and here. I don't have anything blocking them. I don't like that. I don't feel safe about it. How dare you not sterilize me? You promised. Credible internet conspiracy commentators promised me sterility. Not that I'm ever going to need it. Doesn't really make a difference. Okay, now we find out truth or dare time. I mean, truth or death, I guess. More severely, whether or not my fortifications are well designed. It'll have to do. That's the best I can... No, it's not the best I can do. I don't want any Supermans coming in through the windows, though. I think that's the best I can do for now. Let me go piss while the sun goes down. I've got a little kiddo who's now curled up on my feet, who's grabbing my feet. What do you need those for? I need those more than you do. Where's this Superman? Any minute now. Here I come to fuck your ass! I'm thinking I should move both lanterns into this part of the house, since this is where I live during the nighttime and I don't ever use that other room. Come at me. Square up, bruh. Run up on me! Were you scared? You might fall in love. Don't run from your feelings. So far, so good. It's so good so far. Can't tell if good defense or the game is just has like an adjustable difficulty level. It's taking pity on me. Can they tell I'm in here if they see light through the cracks? Is that what attracts them? Should I move the lantern to somewhere they can't see light from the outside? Blizzard just announced a pansexual non-binary character. Is that possible? Is that like a multi-dimensional Cthulhu sexual thing? I don't know what they did. Every time they get caught doing something wrong, they release yeah. They need to release a sequel, set it like 50 years in the future of Overwatch, where there's no characters because none of them reproduced. They're just skeletons wearing powered armor. I hear them. I hear them trying to get in. They're trying to fuck me. Many have tried, but joke's on you. I'm unfuckable. Wait a minute. Wait, no. I don't want to hear about Jehovah's Witnesses. I didn't even accuse Jehovah of anything. I know why he needs so many witnesses. Oh, there's fucking ghosts coming at. I don't know. Ghosts, fuck off. Fuck off, ghosts. Zombie ghosts, leave this place. But this is our house. Is this what goes on outside at night? Is Earth really haunted as shit? But we just never notice it because we have electric lighting. Ghosts are like anti-moths. Logically, moths are attracted to light, so ghosts have to be the opposite of moths. Yay! Celebrate! I survived my first night, I think. Or second night in this fortress. I finally found a good survival strategy for this house. That only took several deaths. Presumably painful, horrific ones. Let's turn this off. I did it though. I found evidently it's just going to get harder and harder to survive the night with each new area we advance into. I shudder to think what surviving a night in the cabin is going to be like in the third area of the game. In Act 3, it's just going to be relentless nonsense. I mean. I need alcohol, I don't need this. I don't really need that per se. Good enough for now. So only one entrance and only one exit, which are one and the same. Barricade everything that you don't absolutely need. Snowbunny, that reminds me of how OpenAI was employing Kenyans at like $2 an hour to stress test the filter. And ChatGPT denies any knowledge of that. Did you know about that? The articles are still up. You should be able to find one, no problem. I'm pretty close to another perk upgrade. I'm slowly getting more OP. He doesn't have any more goodies that I can put in. Oh, wait, yes he does. Let's get that perk. Haha, fuck you. The blood will hurt enemies to die. Acid blood, you bet your ass. So damage worsens my eyesight. Gotcha. There's nothing good with that. Cat, why are you fighting my feet? What did my feet do to you? How did my toes offend you this time? Oh. It says my wife. Put these on. This looks normal. Everything looks normal here. Will you now? Who's screaming? What kind of neighborhood do I live in? Game froze. Uh-oh. Oh. Is that where the game started? That's a story sequence. We're making progress through, like, the lore of the game. Unless he slipped me some drugs. So it appears that one of the primary vectors we get story segments through is perk upgrades. Every time we upgrade, we learn something new about the character's backstory. He used to be a regular guy, and then he got like beat over the head or something and dragged here. Because when you start the game, you're in some other guy's captivity. He's like chained you up in his house. To butt fuck, I guess. I don't know. Let's put this in here too. It's precious. We don't want to lose that. Precious. We can't afford to lose that. We keep losing shit. Still got a bunch of backpacks out there of stuff that I lost because I got killed. Oh god, fuck! No, no, no! No, 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 no. I live in here now. No, you stay out there. Ah, fuck. What the hell, man? What the fuck was that? I had no defense against that thing. I may have to retreat back to an easier part of this game. The dry meadows. The barrier did nothing. That's all I got back, too. I'm glad I put the gun away when I did. What the fuck are those things? I hate them. I hate everything about them. The noise they make especially. I lost a lot of good shit, too. God damn it. Ah! Ah! God damn it. Nothing could stop it. Is there a point to trying? There's no point to trying, is there? That's the moral of the story. We were doomed from the start. I thought you were serious for a second there. I thought you were giving me real, like, relevant advice for this game. How foolish of me, I suppose. It's like asking for help from in YouTube comments. They'll just intentionally give you wrong answers to be funny. I'm the guy from that meme where he's hiding behind the couch while the SWAT team busts in through the front door and he's clutching his rifle going, I hate feds, I hate feds, I hate feds, I hate feds. I hate feds. Speaking of which, while I'm complaining, which is, when am I not, really? Remember when I talked about how many mascot horror games there are now? This is like a new one. There's 2 new ones. Now there's... You've seen Sparky Marky. You've seen Mushy's Kitchen 2. You've seen The Fear Time, which is Adventure Time as a horror game. But have you seen Maze of Bouncy Bear? Which looks like the same asset as Sparky Marky, by the way. I want mascot games to stop! Stop it! Stop! Stop it! No more! No more mascot horror games. I want them... I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. Crush a mascot horror game. Drown a mascot horror game. Put mascot horror games in a suplex. Burn mascot horror games. Hang mascot horror games. Fire mascot horror games out of a cannon into the sun. There's just more and more of them. It's the same fucking bear. Sussy Schoolgrounds also looks like the same... It's just... It's even an alliteration like Poppy's Playtime. Stop it! Stop this shit. Cut it out. There's Amanda the Adventurer, which is Adora. I mean, that's one of the more original ones, honestly. We've already played The Smiling Man. I don't ever want to revisit that one. Here's Mushy's Kitchen 1, in case we need that for context. God forbid we should skip any of the Mushy lore. Yeah. Short Talk's got it right. That's the formula, and I hate it. I can't stand it. It takes up room in existence that belongs to more deserving games. I don't know. Summon that. Do that Final Fantasy summon. where it brings a meteor down onto Mascot Horror Games. What I still can't believe, despite my prior knowledge, expertise, some might say, of internet depravity, is that people would sexualize the Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics. I had to step back and just collect myself when I saw that stuff start to pop up on the internet. How do you look at those animatronics and be like, I want to fuck that. Ooh, yeah, baby. Nothing about it suggests anything sexual, except I guess that they're furries, but they're not even real furries. They're robots. I'm glad that my rabid hatred of Mascot Horror Games has become a source of amusement for chat. It's not for me. I wanted to stop. It's like the Filthy Frank meme where he has that giant clock in his hands and he goes, "It's time to stop." It is time to stop Mascot Horror Games. No more. 0% more Mascot Horror. We've had enough. The world, Earth has had enough. We can't handle more. Immerse Mascot Horror Games into a chamber full of angry, horny bees flying out the dick hole of a gorilla with the bees plasmid from Bioshock and cocaine and methamphetamines. And also his drill is a spinning penis. His penis the other way around. Less dyslexia. Something like that. I may have gone too far with that one. Well, how the fuck am I going to survive another night then, if I don't have a door there? The thing is, you think I'm joking, but I feel a real sense of dread, like nausea in my stomach, every time I go to look at the new game offerings on Itch.io, because I want something good for the stream, but it's always at least one or two of them. It's just another, like, FNAF. It's like a knockoff value brands Five Nights at Freddy's. It's like 4 nights at Marky's. No, 6 nights. 6 nights better than 5 nights. 1 extra night. You don't get that with Five Nights at Freddy's. 6 nights at Farsuds. Maybe that explains it. Maybe that was somebody's sexual awakening watching the animatronic band at Chuck E. Cheese's. Could it be? Could that be real? Could that explain why they would sexualize Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics? There's nothing... I can understand a lot of different things like that. Like, even airplanes and sports cars have, like, sensuous lines to them. But fucking Chuck E. Cheese? The robot? We're not doing that, Snow Bunny. A fucking Mexican cartel could abduct me and hold a chainsaw to my testicles, and I would not make any contribution to a Mascot Horror game. What was that? Well, that's the barricade strength, I guess. You joke about that. I appear to be piping sewer gas into my own home. Look at this pipe here. What is coming out of there? Why do I have that in here? I hope that's just waste heat from the generator that I'm making double use of and not like carbon monoxide. Maybe it is, though. Maybe I'm trying to kill myself and I can't do it. The Bible does say in the end times people will seek death and not be able to find it. The Bible says a lot of things, though. I have no wooden planks. I think I sold all my planks, didn't I? That's seeming like less of a good idea than it did a minute ago. I think I died and lost all my wood. Wood. I'm like the Doom Slayer, or like the Brutal Doom guy, and all the demons that I'm tearing apart fanatically are just mascot horror mascots that are all just slightly different from Freddy. Different colors and shapes, but the same basic idea. I'm just ripping them apart, but I can't do it fast enough. For every one that I rip to pieces and burn, there's like 3 more that take its place. I don't know what to do. I got killed so many times I lost all my stuff. What if they're just regular humans, or like door-to-door salesmen that I've been killing, or being killed by? I guess I haven't really committed any crime if they're the ones who killed me. Oh, this is a new location I haven't found before. How did I not find this before now? Piotrex's house. I can make this into a better fortress than my own home. I'm wasting my weapon, aren't I? I just can't open that, no matter what. I can't get inside any other way. I have to try. What hope do I have? Look at how well defended his home was, and he still fell. He still died. What's the point of even trying then? No, they make Blizzard should make a mascot horror, and then the mascot has every sexuality times a million. Oh, they're fighting each other. This monster. Nope, never mind. Go away. Go away. Oh, god damn it. I'm doomed. I fucked up. I don't even have the resources needed to upgrade. I mean, repair. I think I need to bug out. I need to go back to my Dry Meadows base and come back here a different time. I don't think I can hack it here. Oh yeah, Oh yeah, that's and that's really dark. But I remember that. I also remember that one guy Zoe Quinn accused killing himself, despite the fact he was later vindicated. Or I don't remember. Shouldn't speak on things like that if I'm not willing to look up the details. I'm keeping my trap shut until I have time to Google it. There was like a guy that she Me Too'd. There's reason to believe he may have been innocent, but he killed himself anyway. It warms my heart the creative forms of hatred you're able to leverage against mascot horror, and it deserves every bit of it. Use mascot horror mascots as training dummies for bear attack school, or like pit bull obedience school. Same thing. Doesn't feel good to be back here, but I'm just not ready for the other area of the game yet. I need to grind. I need to grind somewhere easier. Oh look, it's my old house. How nostalgic. Or is this my old house? This is the burnt house, isn't it? Oh, I gotta get inside pretty soon. I'm just getting my ass kicked by this game left and right. I guess I need to be a lot more conservative than I have been. You will feel the same way I feel about it if you just download the itch.io desktop app, open it once a day, and like make a drinking game out of it. Every time you see a new game that has an alliteration name with a wholesome character with sharp teeth, you drink a shot. You will see what I mean in a hurry. It's a fucking cancer. You can't. There's no escape from. Because there's a lot of people who don't create because they want to create something. They create because they saw somebody else make money. And because it worked for that person, they figure, if I do the same thing, it's a cargo cult game design. That's not a good reason to do anything. This is really nostalgic, actually, to come back here after all this time. This would feel not in a positive way. It's like moving back in with your parents, or like going back to capsules after the space shuttle. Although that was actually objectively the right thing to do. Have you all been following Artemis? We're about to launch a team of 4 astronauts on a flyby of the moon. That's exciting stuff. We're going to get a really good close view of the moon. I've been questioning some of the design attributes of these Gateway space station recently, though. It seems kind of goofy to use a starship for a human landing system when it's several times larger than the entire Gateway station. You know what I mean? It's like, why not just make a special purpose starship that is itself capable of functioning as a space station? You can use starships for basically everything. They could be the habitat too. What's the point of establishing a space station and all those launches, module by module, when it gets totally fucking mogged by a single starship in terms of interior habitat volume? It is muted. I've been talking all this time. What's the last thing you remember me saying? Thank you for letting me know. I've been talking about Artemis. I've been following Artemis closely. NASA's about to send 4 astronauts around the moon, which is exciting. It's the first manned test of the Orion capsule, which feels like a step back from the shuttle, but it's not really. Capsules are the right way to go if we're not going to go full Starship, which we should, which is honestly why I've been second guessing Gateway. Because if you've seen the renders of Gateway with HLS attached, that's a Starship adapted as a human landing system, it's kind of ridiculous that the lunar lander we're using is going to be many times larger than the station itself. It's like, why not just customize one Starship to function as a space station and send that to the orbit you were going to put Gateway into? Oh, I guess never mind. I didn't have to repeat myself. Am I wrong though? Have you seen the renders? They look cartoonish. It's like watching a Great Dane in the park getting friendly with a Chihuahua. It just doesn't match. I realized also it'd be kind of funny to just use starships for everything from now on. Starship, mushroom, snake, oh. But if we have that at our disposal, why would we not? Then again, I guess it takes a lot of Starship launches to refuel a Starship once in orbit, doesn't it? So it's not all sunshine and roses. I think I understand the purpose also of this Gateway, which is just to not have to bring a new lander with us every time. I've been thinking of Starships as single launches, and they're not really, are they? Every Starship is like 17 launches, if you count everything needed to refuel it in orbit. So really, maybe it is more economical to build the station. If we're going to use a small lander, after all, which we might actually wind up doing, depending on the outcome of certain lawsuits and whether NASA chooses to make use of other companies' lunar landers, then it makes sense to not have to make room in your payload allotment to bring a lander with you from the Earth every time you're going to go to the moon. You just have a reusable lander that stays at the moon in orbit. That's sensible. And to have somewhere to bug out to in case things go to shit on your moon base. I'm sold. I just don't know why we're not using a Starship. Also, there's no inflatable modules on Gateway. Is there a reason for that? Are inflatables actually not good? Is there something wrong with inflatables that doesn't get talked about? Are inflatables not ready for prime time or what? There's 2 rigid habitation modules, and none of them are inflatable. I mean, I guess the purpose of Lunar Gateway is not to be long-term living space. It's like a transfer hub to go from Orion to the lander and back. But still, I mean, not making use of inflatables at all. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Go away, go away, go away. Go away. I guess the game has gotten harder everywhere. I can't just go back to an easier area to grind like I thought I could. Seems like the difficulty level has ratcheted up across the board. Look at all the bugs. Is that a sanity effect? You ain't never gonna get me in here. You ain't never gonna get me. I think having HLS is gonna be really cool though. Because every time we send astronauts down to the moon, they can use HLS as a base. Have you thought about that? About having a Hilton on the moon, basically? Every time they go down? It's pretty... I'll say a couple things about it. It's really hardcore. It's got a very steep difficulty curve. But it's oozing atmosphere. This game bleeds atmosphere. I had to do a little bit of fucking around to get away from them, but I managed to survive through the night. I'm not proud of some of the things I had to do. Oops. Guess I don't need these. Those are quite valuable, actually. I don't need these. I need that. Should probably keep the rope, actually. I don't want this. Single shot is really valuable in trade, but it's not really good for anything. Why does everything gotta be expensive? Everything's fucking expensive in this game. I think you'd like this then. It beats the shit out of me. This game mogs me. This game slaps your GS ass in the club and goes home with her. Yeah, the mushroom. Hope this is universal. I hope I don't have to keep bringing this back here. That's all? Really? What the fuck? Oh, I guess... Oh, you know what it is? It's like in an RPG, when you gain some levels, getting a new level gets harder and harder. It's hard to say what the scenario is. It's not really clear what we're up against. It's just spooky forest. The forest itself is a sort of a cosmic horror eldritch entity that traps us within it and sends monsters against us. Don't break the door here, that's nice. That's also my headcanon about large quantity of mushrooms, which we still have to stream one of these nights. I think I'm going to do it next night, next stream. I mean, that's the plot, is that you're a vagrant who's squatting inside of an abandoned property. And you find mushrooms on the table, and you eat them, and it changes your world into... It changes your world from like a depressing dystopia into a darkly beautiful fantasy realm. Which it's not an original idea. That's like everybody on Newgrounds in like 2007 was like, "Ooh, what if Mario's really just high on mushrooms, and he's in the real world, but everything looks different." Whoa, drugs, Lamau, am I right? I gotta do everything I can just to survive. Still got plenty of fuel. Gotta start over almost from scratch. I don't know anywhere I can get more logs though. I lost all my planks. Lost my goddamn wristwatch. That's what really burns my ass. I loved that wristwatch. That was really handy. Here's where I killed all those dogs, which sounds like a psychopath thing. NSA, if you're listening, I didn't really kill any dogs. These are video game dogs. This is in Minecraft. So something weird happens to corpses that if anyone who dies here. I think they get turned into those creatures that we saw earlier. I don't want any trouble, Doge. If he was, he'd have a computer. He'd be schizo posting on the X board, but paranormal. Who am I to talk though? My books are basically just long form schizo posting. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I'm trying to repair my Clevermeister. I don't have any wood to do it with though. What am I doing here? I can't survive here. I've depleted all the resources in this neck of the woods. I think I need to spend another night here though. I don't think I'm gonna make it if I try to make a break for the other base. Maybe I'm chasing after an unattainable ideal of an actually perfectly defensible house where I don't have to do anything overnight. Maybe it's going to get to the point where I just have to do a little bit of fighting to make it through the night each time. That might be a fact of life in this world. Yeah, I heard that Basement Santa got arrested by Sheriff Chitwood, who's now apparently selling bobbleheads of himself because he feels like a big man after arresting a basement neckbeard wizard. Took a lot of guts to perp walk a grown man in his jammies. This is where the church was, I suppose. Did I do something wrong? Did I block off like a storyline or a side quest by killing that guy when I found him there? Is that not the right thing to do? You see a gibbering insane man crouching at the base of a fallen altar. Naturally you think bash his skull in, right? Smash his brain. It's only natural. It's the order of things. I never even found that code legitimately either. I looked it up on the internet. This is a really, really tough game. Oh, savage. We go the other way. Aha, wood. Just, oh, fuck. Poison. I'm more susceptible to poison now, too. Here we go. My new home. Or what was supposed to be my new home. What should have been a momentous and joyous occasion was turned into one of frowns and unhappiness and sadness. All those things. And I can, I believe, potentially rebuild the front door. I wonder if the wood regenerates. Yep. I feel a little bit safer here now. Do I have any gas? I don't have any extra gas, no. I can make a replacement Clobbermeister, though. Oh, I actually don't... I don't even have enough for that. God damn it. I should have saved it to repair my only weapon. What am I supposed to do now? Just get fucked, I guess? Where was that other guy's house? Down to the right. Southeast, I should say. No, please. No, please. No, please. Ah, come on. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, come on, man. No, no, man. No, come on. Well, alcohol heals you fast. But it slows you down. Guess that checks out. You're not giving up either. That's an interesting trade-off, that alcohol heals you so quickly, but it slows you down so much. Oh, there's all my goodies. From when I died most recently. Oh, god damn it, no, 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 no. No, no, go away, go away. Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. Zigzag when I run, zigzag, zigzag. Oh, there's another one, shit, goddamn, are you kidding me? Zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. Time for another night in the Hell House, where we probably won't be able to survive because some shit's going to attack us. We have more wood now, though. We can probably make another Clobbermeister. Der Clobbermeister. No, we can't. I need more nails, apparently. I wasted the nails on something unnecessary. Cool. Wish I had saved those nails. Also, I knew what time it was in this game. Ugh. What a grueling fucking game this is. This is a real challenge. Anyone who likes getting just... I should be fair. Anyone who likes a real challenge and fighting against just impossible odds. Ambiguous Amphibian would like this game. He loves that kind of shit. He loves to be punished. And to start from hopeless game beginning scenarios and thrive despite it. I'd be shocked if he's never played this. That's Optics 101, man. Yeah, don't threaten people's lives online. That's just not wise, particularly. Let's see if I make it through the night, by the way. It's by no means guaranteed, and probably I'm more likely to die than I am to survive. This one's at full strength. Anything to put in here? No, I don't. What an interesting mechanic that you can't do any straight upgrades. Every time you upgrade your skills, you have to accept a downside too. Isn't that like life, though? I think this is a good time to call it quits, too. We're about at quitting time. We had some interesting games. We had some shit games. A good mixture, a good little vegetable medley of experiences this fine evening with you fine people, who I hope will join me again on Friday. Same ham time, same ham channel. That's 7 o'clock p.m. West Coast time to 11 o'clock. This is Hamdad signing off and returning you to your regularly scheduled 8 hours of unconsciousness, optimistically.